Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Fred Rambaud or Rambaud. I did find this guy first on ArtStation a while back. I have been sort of recommending his work, sort of in the description, but I haven't really done a video on him. I do know he did like an interview with Adam Duff on Adam Duff's channel. So I'll try to find the video if it's there, but you can just search for Adam Duff's channel and search for Fred Rambaud or Rambaud. Yeah. So he has been doing like more traditional sketches. But what got me into his work was actually like these ones. It's a 2D kind of style with the black sort of ink look. And I think it's very iconic. I haven't seen lots of artists do this kind of style in 2D in digital form, especially in the concept art realm. Maybe in comics, obviously, but as a design thing, I guess that's because if you add so many blacks, you're kind of hiding a lot of details. But when it comes to Fred's work, like you can still see a lot of detail even with the blacks, the black fill-ins. Like I don't think it's a way to hide stuff. It's more of a like it doesn't take away from the design, and I think that's what's cool about it. In fact, I have seen some AI of his work. Like, I can tell it has referenced his work a lot. So, but obviously, if you zoom in, like the strokes don't even make sense. But the fact that someone out there tried to sort of feed Fred's work into like the whole AI thing, it shows you that Fred is kind of unique in that way. Now he does have a couple of styles, but like this kind of look just feels so good to me, right? Like it's a combination of it's like based on the line work, it is a bit sort of gritty or sketchy, but you can still see the design in some way. Like it doesn't, because when I sketch something, sometimes it's too sketchy to the point where I don't even know what I'm illustrating. Oh, damn. Maybe there's like a step by step process here. Oh, there is. So, okay. So a basic sort of thumbnail, very loose, in his sketchbook, and then he brings that over to, I'm guessing, Photoshop. Let me just. Okay, so after, yeah, it's gonna be in grayscale with a basic sort of round brush, and then very loose. Yeah, it's a basic round brush, and then from there he'll do an ink of that. Can we zoom in? Look at that. Sorry. And if you look at his line work, it's not so like tight in any way. It still has that sort of gestural look to it. It's a bit like squiggly. Reminds me of the line work of like Feng. If you look at his line work, it's kind of messy, but there is some clarity eventually if you like zoom out. And I think Fred has sort of the same thing, because and I think this is why people say to not zoom in too much when you're doing this kind of thing, because you don't need to be super intricate. I mean, you can, but for like a quick sort of concept design thing, I think this is enough, right? But does he add the blacks here? Okay, so he does incorporate the black fill-ins, and he doesn't do too much, because obviously he still wants to show the design sort of elements in his work. But from there, he'll do a grayscale with the shadows. And then, maybe he does the color first and then he'll just share like a grayscale version of it. I'm not sure. But maybe he does do a grayscale version of it and then he'll do a color. Like a value sort of base to figure out like the lighting and everything and the forms. And then he'll do like a multiply layer or something to add in those colors maybe. But it's a sort of a systemic way of approaching your work, right? So you don't have to like do everything in one go. Compare that to someone like Anthony Jones. He kind of just jumps in and designs things. He's like drawing and painting at the same time, so it can feel like a lot. But with Fred, he does have like a a method to the chaos, right? I do think he does have a course on ArtStation because I've seen it like in the sidebar or on the ArtStation like website. Hopefully, I'm right. But if you zoom in, look at it's just so freaking cool. And it's not just like the actual like method; it's the design. You know, reminds me a little bit of the work of Zach Foreman, ZAK space FOREMAN. Now for Zach, he does a lot of like mecha sort of designs, but and they both do 3D and 2D, so that's also pretty cool. But the point is, when they do draw, it's the design that's being showed off as well, you know, because you can have like the best like drawing techniques, but if your designs are kind of boring, it's not gonna look as good. You know, there are people out there who do like silhouettes, like they're not even that detailed, but their silhouettes or their shapes are just very interesting, and it makes you want to like see more of that. Now imagine having that plus having this sort of ability to detail something, right? So if for someone who's kind of sketchy, but you want to improve your details, I think Fred is a good guy to sort of study, right? And then maybe if you have like a manga slash comic background or interest, you don't have to neglect these like black villains. You know, don't overdo it because again you want to show off your designs and all. But it just it adds a bit of impact, and yeah. Okay, so maybe the reason why he's good at doing these ones is because he does play around with the look at that face, so freaking like intricate. It's very cyberpunk-ish, very Terminator-ish. Think like Ghost in the Shell types of designs. Look at that. And the colors too, pretty cool. Oh, if you zoom in, as we are, he's using a round brush with the color dynamics turned on, right? So it adds a bit of texture without having to use texture brushes. Yeah, so his coloring process is very like basic in a sense, meaning he's not trying to paint over those lines or those inks. But look at that. Like from afar, it looks detailed, right? But even if you zoom in, it's also detailed. So, and the shadows look pretty good too, you know? And I don't see a lot of like hue variety. I think when you're doing these sorts of concepts, you don't want to be too painterly. You want to be sort of clear and show off your details. So being so like bright with their colors may not be a good idea. So yeah, he does have a background like traditional sketching, and I think he likes to use some felt slash brush pens. Oh, is that watercolor? Pretty cool, right? So he can paint, but he just likes to, or maybe he prefers drawings more. Oh, look at that, freaky. Kawaii. Oh yeah, he had like a series of So this is Fred. Hi Fred. I like he did a couple of like these designs. This one of this sort of sumo Japanese baby kind of again Ghost in the Shell vibes types of like concept. It was so like unique. And again, if you go to like ArtStation, which is like a hub for unique art and ideas, Fred does stand out a bit, right? And I think he has like a nice mix, design plus drawing style. You know, style matters. You know, I know because there's a lot of like talk on how style doesn't really matter in like in fields like concept art or even like illustration, but people know you for your style though. So it just adds a bit of something. It makes people look, right? So if you can have like a solid sort of style or way of representing your work, plus you have those design skills, you have those unique storytelling narrative slash design ideas, I think that's a good combination. So I think this is one of those sumo baby, fat baby concepts. Very cool. Oh, I see a little bit of halftone for the shadows. Very manga-ish, right? And again, the colors, it's like a bunch of flats with maybe like one layer of shadows, but that's it. It's like a basic sort of cell shading technique ish. This one's kind of freaky too. Reminds me a little bit of a Thomas Istepanyan. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but he does a lot of like these creature-esque designs. So yeah, check out Zach Foreman, Thomas Istepanyan, Feng Ju, Anthony Jones. Look at this. Pretty cool. Can we zoom in? Because maybe he has like different shots of this space. Because I do know it's like a full, yeah. Right? Like imagine being able to fill up pages kind of like this of different concepts all in one page. It just looks so fun, right? Is this like Dragon Ball? Not even sure. Look at that, some zombies, some babies again, a shark guy, very creature-esque. But yeah. So for the zombies here in the back or in the middle part, he does get a bit painterly with it, but he still leaves in the sort of ink drawing in the beginning. And he does love using those like black villains. It really adds something to the piece where it sort of roots. It just makes your like page look more solid if there's like a dark value there. Another baby, sumo mecha fat baby. Look at that. Oh, there's a guy in the back. I think I've seen this like reposted a couple of yeah, a couple of times on Tumblr or was it Twitter? But look at the line work. It's kind of sketchy, right? But I think when you add the colors too, you're able to sort of segmentize it. So it kind of, you sort of get what the artist is trying to say, right? With each part having its own color. I think I want to see like the full piece from head to toe because I do remember seeing feet, right? Look at that. Again, very Ghost in the Shell kind of vibes for me. Look at that. So some cyber chicks. But again, look at the coloring, very simple. Look at the way they did the shadows on the knees. Look at that. Pretty cool. And but also, I mean, yeah, it's just like one chick, but the design of it, you add that or add with that like the colors and everything. It just looks so cool. And the pen they're using, it looks like a ballpoint pen, or it has that sort of textured ballpoint pen look. And their shadows, it's kind of like a basic cell shading technique. Not very painterly, but it gets the job done. Oh, this one too. It's like a samurai. Yeah, I think he has like a breakdown of this on his like art station somewhere. So character sheet. Let me just click on it. Can we look at that? And again with the very sort of wild pages. You know, I want to do more of these. I mean, I am trying, but oh, my arm hurts. I was seated for too long in like one position, but okay, there's like a video here, so let's see. Maybe it's like a clip for his like tutorial. So it is an extract of his tutorial. So he does use Photoshop. And he's using like I forgot this feature, but it's like the mirror sort of tool. Oh, but yeah. But again, he does have like a bunch of like styles here. These ones seem more like ink sketches, renderings, lots of like hatching involved. But I think it's his sort of, I mean, if you look at his like sketches where he has like a page of different like characters, look at how different each sketch is. And I think it's that variety, that sort of experimentation that has helped him. I mean, oh shit, he does have more painterly, more like fuller illustrated stuff. And I think all of that combined, he kind of found a process that works for him. Especially, you know, it's like this one. Like these drawings over here. Like it is kind of a combination of different like techniques, concepts, right? It looks so cool. Even the dog, this kind of mutt dog thing looks so cool. And again, the designs, they're a lot, very anatomical, but in a mecha kind of way. Look at that. Oh. And even the saliva dripping down, very hot. Like it just adds to the idea that it is sort of like an animal. Here we have an actual dog, but it's like a It's probably a mecha inside. Deadpool? Interesting. This one, very sketchy, but I like it. Selection of a Resident Evil sketch dump on my ArtStation. So yeah, if you want to see more of his like work, just head over to his ArtStation. Oh, look at these ones. I haven't seen these ones before. Busted Mecha Unit VR. Doodle touched up in Photoshop. What's VR? I have no idea what's VR. Virtual reality. Oh no, I'm dumb. But I do like the sketches. Oh, it's so. Look at just the inks alone. Let me just open this in a new tab because I want to zoom in more. So this one's a different view. I haven't seen this one. Oh, the back view looks great. Wait, is it opening? Sorry. And then I want to. Oh my! What's this? Oh, maybe this is the original VR. Hopefully, it's virtual reality. Model. I'm not sure how you would. Like, which program would you do this in? Blender? Not sure. Looks interesting, and then he'll add like the detail in Photoshop. So the base is sort of the VR model thingy. I want to see the grayscale version. Oh, look at that. Fuck. Reminds me a little bit of a Kim Jong-ki. Oh, check out the work of a nivanh chanthara as well. Nivanh. And then Thara. Because he does like doing these sorts of organic mecha creature looking things. And yeah, it just reminded me of him as well. Very cool. Look at that. Very intricate. But it still has the sort of manually sketchy look. So you don't have to be so tight with your line work basically if you want to come up with designs. Again, a good reference to have would be Fred Rambaud. Okay, how does VR sketching work? Are you just drawing in the air from your perspective, or is that a dumb question? I don't even know. Yeah, pretty much just like drawing or sculpting. Okay. I don't think it's as common. It's still not as normalized, but maybe in the future or soon it's going to be a bit more common. But wait, what tablet is he using? No idea. You know, I always like checking out people's, nice anatomy thingy in the back. Anyway. Yeah, so that's it for this art review of Fred. He does have like a wide sort of style set, but I do like this look way more. It's just so interesting, so unique. It's like concept arty, very comic manga-ish, and it has that like ghost in the shells kind of vibe too. And yeah, detailed, but kind of like loose. There's sort of a looseness to his work sometimes, but the details are not lost, you know. Ooh, look at this guy. Right? Like you can show off your dominance in your sketches, right? Very interesting mask here. Yeah. And don't be afraid to show off those like black villains. You know, especially for someone who's like if you enjoy using brush pens, you know, you can show it off. Even when you do digital work. This guy's pretty cool. You know, the red is really like eye-catching. Kind of like the sumo babies. The sumo mecha babies. Look at this guy. Holy shit. Look. So he's kind of eating. So he's a big guy, but he has like a couple of like people in his like pockets. Very sort of Resident Evil-ish. Right? A big boy. So that's for this art review. Oh, tentacles. Always a good thing. Tentacles. Now, this one does seem a little more organic. More crabby, seafood-esque. Kind of hot. Is there a girl version? Just curious. Some inks. A close. Oh, look at that mask. With that face design. Even these muscles over here. Sort of just above the clavicles. Wow. Even this part of the chest. It's so interesting. So yeah, that's it for this review. So he has like a lot of mentorships, courses, or tutorials. So check it out. I will link this page in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.